Life and death are two topics that have always intrigued me because of the perspective behind them. And having thought about both for so long, I can't help but wonder about them, which is why I've decided to make a commentary about them, and delve into them and see what I can think of and possibly start a discussion of some kind, which is exactly what I intend to do. And so, without further ado, let's delve into the topics of life, death, and possibly the universe. Life is something that is seen through many different perspectives, whether it be a positive one, a negative one, maybe even a nihilistic one. Personally, I look at life through a realistic one. But regardless, I can still look at life through different perspectives and be understanding of those different perspectives. To a certain extent, that is. A positive or optimistic outlook can be good because it allows you to look at life through a glass half full perspective, and as a result of that, in a very bright and happy sort of way. But this can be bad because it can lead to naivety. A negative or pessimistic outlook can be good because it can allow you to look at things from a very brutally honest point of view. But it can be bad at the same time because it can lead to being very cynical about everything. As for a nihilistic outlook, this is one I can understand but wholeheartedly disagree with. Yes, I can get the point of view of there's nothing to live for, what's truly the point of being alive, what is our existence, and whatnot, but personally, my counter to this sort of mindset is, there's plenty to live for. There's plenty to do, you just gotta find what makes you happy and what there is to enjoy in life. If you just go about life thinking that there's nothing worth living for, then, as dark as it may sound, what's the point of being alive? If you really think that there's no worth at all in humanity, and you have no reason of existing, then what are you still doing here? Again, I know this sounds very morbid, but I'm trying to understand that sort of mindset. If humanity is just that, and we have no purpose, then what purpose do you have personally? I'm not saying that you should kill yourself. I'm just asking this question for anyone who feels this way. Because I am curious, and I am intrigued. That's really the best way I can put that. Now, as a realist, I can accept a situation for what it is, even if I may not want to. For example, say that someone were to die, and there's nothing that you could do to save them. If that's the case, so be it. Would I believe that there's some sort of afterlife for them? No. Personally, my thoughts on this are, once you're gone, you're gone. And that's just how it is. You can disagree with me if you'd like, since I'm talking purely on belief, but that's just how I see it. Realistically, that's how I look at things, and that's just how it is. Sure, don't get me wrong. Thinking of death as the end without any sort of idealistic afterlife can be depressing for some, but personally, it's not depressing for me because I've come to accept it. Why fear the inevitable? You can't delay what's inevitable, so there's no point in fearing it. Now, I'm not saying that I want to die yet, because I don't. I'm just saying that once I die, that's it. Once my time's up, so be it. And that's just the best way I can put it. As for what I said earlier about accepting things for what they are, I only accept things that are just. If I don't have to accept something that I don't like, then I'm not going to. And that's just the bottom line. After all, even though I am a realist, that doesn't mean I can't be optimistic either. I can still enjoy things even if I'm realistic about them. After all, humor is one of my coping mechanisms as seen in my crude videos. But with that being said, let's head back to the topic of death. When it comes to death, the one thing I wonder is, what happens next? What happens to those around us? Do they continue remembering us, or do they only remember what we are currently? And with time, are we just eventually forgotten by everyone, and then not only cease to exist physically, but also mentally? And what happens to us personally? When we die, do we literally feel the process as it happens? Do we shut down like computers? I really want to know what happens next. Yes, I did say that I don't believe that anything truly happens once we're dead, and that's that, but there's this part of me that is curious since I am a naturally curious person, and I am very open-minded about things, and certain topics like this really intrigue me and make me wonder and speculate on what happens next. I'm sure that one day we'll have the answer, but for now, all we can do is just wonder, which makes it mysterious and intriguing in a way. Kind of like how I view the universe. Mysterious and intriguing. Speaking of the universe, let's get into that. When I think of the universe, I think of what we have yet to explore. And considering the universe is always expanding in size, you never know what exactly you're gonna find. And considering what we have yet to actually see, in a way it's pretty mysterious when you think about it, because at this point in time, the possibilities are completely endless. Who knows what we have yet to actually see? Aliens? all sorts of planets and stars that have never been discovered before, maybe an entire multiverse of some kind. Perhaps there's another universe out there where there's different versions of us entirely. Maybe other universes where we don't exist at all. What if we're dead in another universe? What if we're completely different people? Honestly, who knows? Regardless, it's fun to wonder. Or maybe, and this is gonna sound insane, there's another universe out there where we're maybe all robots. I know that sounds crazy, but it is possible. Speaking on that, when you really think about it, what is a human? Is it what we look like? Is it our personalities, the way we think? Or is it something else entirely? Honestly, I think it maybe just comes down to perspective and how you look at things. Especially when it gets to the point to where robots and humans are living together in society. What'll happen then? Or what if it gets to the point to where one day robots decide that we're just not good for Earth and decide to eliminate all of us? It's possible once it gets to the point to where robots have more intelligence than humans ever could, and they outsmart us in every single way possible. With how close humankind and machine are, and how close they're definitely going to be years from now, it's possible, and it is scary to think about. But really, who knows? Anyways, let's finally start wrapping this up. So, now that we've finally gotten to this point of the video, you're most likely wondering to yourself, what exactly is the point of all this? What is the reasoning behind me talking about all this? Well, to be honest, I honestly have no idea. For maybe the first time ever, I honestly have no idea as to why I made a video. I just wanted to discuss some things that I found interesting, and here we are, this video, and that's really the best way I can put it, so I guess it's just open to your own personal interpretation. When it comes to life, just try to enjoy it to the fullest. Remember that money does not buy happiness. The only thing money can buy is temporary happiness that doesn't last, because if money really did buy happiness, then your happiness would never run out if you were rich, which obviously isn't true since that's not how human emotions work. If you think about death, then maybe try to find help with that. And when it comes to the universe, I guess let's just keep exploring as a species, and that's really the bottom line of it. But with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all next time. But until then, I'm out. Peace.